Hello everyone, I'm Colin Canet. Today I'm going to show you how to make this funny looking contraption, and basically it's a wheeled featherboard and you can use it on many of your woodworking machines, so stick around and let me show you how I made this. The next thing I need to do is to figure out the angle, because I need to cut the edge of this plywood off a little bit, because this wheel wants to sit at a little bit of an angle so that it will be closer to the tabletop or to the top of the tool. There we go. I just lock that. I think that's got that. There we go. That's perfect. Put a mark in there. There we go. Then I can draw a line across to put the other one so that it will go at the same distance, and then I'll check it to make sure that it's right. Now, the next thing I want to do is I need to mount these T-nuts on there, and I've marked that area where they're going to go, but I need to recess them from underneath. And the best way of doing that is to find the center, which I have here, and drill straight down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to my drill press, and I'm going to set it up so that with a very fine point, I'm going to drill straight down in both of those areas, and that'll give me a mark on the other side. Then I can use a Forstner bit to just do a small recess on that. Okay, now I can drill a 5/16 hole, which is big enough for the collar on the T-bolts. Now the size of the Forstner bit that I use for the oblong holes is 1 3/8, and the offset is also 3/8 of an inch. So what I do when I'm drilling holes is I will drill the first hole, then I measure using one of my little measuring bars. I measure out 3/8 of an inch, and it's quick and easy. That's how quick it is. Then I just set the edge of the Forstner bit on where the edge that I just drew the line on. And now I have an oblong hole that my mag switches can go into. But look, Jim from Columbia has an even better idea. I love this idea. What he's done, he's taken his measuring bar, and anywhere on his drill press fence, he's marked on either side a 3/8 distance. And what he can do with that now, wherever he's drilling the first hole, he can just make a mark on his wood like that, drill his first hole, and then just move over whichever way. You could make a mark on this one and then go that way and drill the second hole. Just a really quick, easy way of making those oblong holes. That was a great idea. Thanks, Jim. Okay, now I'm going to drill my offset holes, and I've got my mark on there to work with. Okay, both my T-bolts are seated in there. One of them, turns out the tooth was a little bit bent on it, so something else to watch for. Now I think I'm going to use I think I'm going to use, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, it might not, but I'm going to use washers anyway on the bottom. It doesn't look like I'm going to need them on the top, but I am going to put them on the bottom, and I think those bolts are long enough. They're just barely long enough. There, look at that. That works perfect. Look at that. That's excellent. Let's give that a try. Okay, let's give this a try on the table saw. Now remember, this is a rolling feather board, and I'm going to take off a bit of a rough spot on the bottom of this board here. But when you're ever using a feather board on a table saw, you want to make sure that you're in front of the blade, because if you were to put it here, when you push that wood through, this wood that you're pushing through, there's pressure on both sides. There's pressure on the blade, there's pressure on the feather board, whether it's wheeled or whether it's the older style with the fans on it, it will kick back. And that's why you want to make sure that it's up here, because it's only going to be used as a guide. And because there's a little bit of give in the rubber in these, you can push that in so that it's pretty snug there. And that's going to go through. I've taken the guard off so you'll be able to see everything as it goes through. Well, that worked perfect. And you know, I actually like that better than a featherboard, because there's not the same pressure. Featherboards, they have their place, there's no question, but for something like this, it actually rolls through. It doesn't move around, and it still rolls through nice and smoothly. There's a little bit easier rolling with these wheels than there is with a pressure board that has to keep pushing hard with all the fingers of the board pushing it. So I actually like this better. Let's have a look at this on the drill press. And for those of you who are cutting mortises using your drill press, a real handy way of doing that, of course, you've got a fixed fence. I have mine clamped here just for the moment. Then you put your wheeled feather board in front of that, put a little bit of pressure on it, lock it down, and now you can drill. And as you drill, you just keep moving along, and it keeps it nice and steady and nice and firm in there for each cut. And you just keep moving it along to whatever depth it is you want to go. And you've got a way of cutting your mortises quick and handy on the drill press. Well, that concludes my video for today. A really cool little project. I'm really happy with this one. This is a great little item that you can use on many of your woodworking machines. I'm Colin Canet for Woodwork Web. Thanks for watching.